Hi guys, welcome back to We're Just Here to Make Friends.
Episode 6. I'm Gabby.
And I'm Elisa, and today we're joined by
Spencer, Matt, and Dan.
This is crazy. We're in a new environment right now.
new location. We're a little thrown off, but you know, I'm more comfortable than I've ever been. So
Yeah, we are at the lodge.
So
SMD,
SMD,
as you guys are called.
yeah, really cool.
Can they see that or no?
I actually, that's a good question.
Maybe you can't.
I guess we'll figure out later. What time is it? 6:15. Awesome. So first question, what grade are you guys? And where are you from?
We're all seniors, and I'm from Connecticut.
I'm from New Jersey.
I'm from Cranford, New Jersey.
You're from New Jersey?
Yeah, kind of.
Where in New Jersey?
Demarest, so like very, very North Jersey on the border of the city.
Have you ever heard of Bayonne or Jersey City or Hoboken?
Of Jersey City? I've heard of Jersey City.
Okay, wait, that's where I went to school. Wait, that's fire.
I did not know what Jersey City was, though.
No, there's some people that don't.
Oh.
You drive through Jersey City if you go, what tunnel is it?
Holland?
Holland.
Yeah.
Gabby's from New Jersey.
Fire. I miss the bagels. It's okay.
We miss it.
Ooh, I miss those bagels too.
Yeah.
I was really craving a bagel today, and I didn't get one.
Yeah.
Bagels here just aren't as good.
I've never had a bagel here.
Really?
Yeah.
Don't have one here.
Ever? In 4 years, you've never eaten a bagel since.
You never
In
been to
Cincinnati.
Bagel Brothers?
No.
Don't ruin it.
Why would I?
Yeah.
I haven't had Skyline chili yet.
Well, none of us have. We're gonna get it. Yeah.
In your 4 years,
It's on
you
our
haven't
to-do
had
list. It's on our
Skyline?
to-do list.
Oh, the final.
I still haven't even been to the Aronoff Center.
The Aronoff?
Aronoff, whatever it is. I haven't been.
So I guess
Well,
that,
Can you
you
believe
have to,
that? I
you
haven't
have
had
to
a
make your
bucket
bucket list
I mean,
done.
yeah, guys, you got a lot of things to check
Yeah, we got a
off.
lot of things to do.
It's your
Wow.
last
I had
year.
Skyline chili. Just warning it doesn't taste like chili.
No, yeah.
It's not chili. I had chili fries though. I did not eat the spaghetti because I don't like that.
I'm gonna go spaghetti, I think.
Jameson loves it, so you should talk to him about it.
He
He
lives here.
eats it every week, actually.
I feel like you kind of have to go spaghetti if
Yeah.
you.
If we're gonna
He
go-
likes the
if we're gonna
fries
go
more.
one time and one time only.
Yeah.
I think it's.
What if you
spaghetti.
love it?
Probably. I don't know.
Make it
I
yourself.
don't think I will.
You can get it in a can.
You can get it
That
in
is
a can.
disgusting.
Okay.
I'm not
Anyway,
into that.
next question. What was you guys' CCM audition song?
I sang "What Is It About Her" from the Wild Party, and that was my ballad. My up tempo was "Almost Like Being in Love" from Brigadoon.
Yes, it was.
Work.
My up tempo was "She Loves Me" from "She Loves Me,"
Great.
and then I think it was "Fight the Dragons" from Big Fish.
Good song.
Coming
I
back
could
to
be-
Broadway.
Exactly.
Oh, wow, really? Big
My audition song was "Where or When" from Babes in Arms,
Short?
Golden Age
Oh, okay.
ballad, and then my up tempo was "My Manhattan" from Daddy Long Legs.
Okay.
Oh, what a show.
How about? I don't know much about that. Yeah.
Really cool. And then did you guys remember your wildcard videos? What you did for those?
I juggled lemons, 3 of them, and beatboxed at the same time.
Oh,
It's a really iconic video.
I think we may have to be shown the video.
I have to try to
after.
find it. I don't know
agree.
where
Okay,
it is.
that's fine.
It was sent in the big
it's
group
on
chat.
accepted
Oh.
right now.
Yeah, I guess
Oh,
if I
no.
If I logged back in, I probably could actually find. I'll find it.
That
Oh my gosh,
website is
crazy.
just
We should watch all of our.
traumatizing.
Honestly, we should.
That would be
rewatch
so
all of our
fun. Let's do it.
See how far
Screenplay it to
we've
the
come.
TV.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't remember what mine was.
I think I played an original song on the piano. Yeah.
Work. Where did you guys audition?
We
It was
all
all
did virtual.
all virtual.
'cause we were COVID. Baby.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, we were
Yeah.
Zoom.
Yeah.
Oh.
I just
I didn't spend a
realized-
dime.
Yeah.
Dime.
At home.
Oh,
I wish.
Yeah.
We went so
We
many
graduate-
places.
We submitted videos in 2020.
Yeah.
Oh my
Default
God.
2020.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like
Yeah.
when everything shut
Yeah, yeah,
down.
yeah.
That's crazy.
Mhm.
So
Wow.
pre-screens weren't a thing yet.
No,
Or
they were.
they
They were?
It was new. It was very, very
I think
new.
we were the first year that had pre-screens at
Yeah, that's
CCM,
crazy.
actually.
Wow. Wow, that's nuts.
It was
Because now
definitely
it's
new.
such a norm, and like now it's like you have to do pre-screens or else you're not even allowed to
Yeah,
audition.
I
So
thought I thought CCM just always had pre-screens. That's wild.
No, it's like very, very new. Yeah.
Oh my
wow,
gosh.
crazy. Well, we did it and spent a lot of money.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
bet you did.
Rather unfortunate.
Yeah.
Our college audition process is much different than how people do it now, or people did it before COVID.
Yeah.
How many schools did you guys audition for?
I think I did like 8 or 9. Yeah.
I definitely I started around 18, but once I got in a couple places, I lowered. I think I auditioned for like 12.
Okay. A lot of people have
Yeah.
said that they've like canceled their auditions for other
They
schools.
did like early, not what the one that where you don't, where it's not the non-committal one.
Early
but
action.
Early action.
Yeah,
Mhm.
early decision is binding.
Yeah, early. I
action.
did early action for a couple schools, and so that's when I like took some other ones off my list that I wouldn't have gone over.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I did about the same as you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice though, because a lot of schools, like for musical theater, don't do early action.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That I feel like it'd be so hard to do like the early decision though for a musical theater
No, you
school.
can't. You
Like
can't.
you can't take
Yeah.
that risk
Yeah,
unless it
don't
is
do
like
that. Don't do that. Don't.
first word of advice: don't do that.
Visit, meet everybody. You know, like don't do. Yeah.
Yeah, I did 10 schools and Gabby did.
I did 25.
Yeah.
25?
Our class did so many. You either did
bet.
so many or Nyla did like 4.
Yeah.
Like, because she wanted to go to CCM. And then, like, I think Kyra did also a really small amount. But, like, I did 10. I was like, I'm not doing more than that. And then, like, everybody's like, I did 38. And I was like, and then, like, 10 walk ins.
38.
It doesn't feel
I
real.
did like 10
Morgan?
walk-ins.
So did you just go to like Chicago and do unifieds for everything?
Yeah,
and...
literally, like I knocked out so many schools at unifieds. I was exhausted.
That's where we met in our CCM audition.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's lovely.
CCM was my last audition.
It was
Oh,
my
really?
last audition at Unifieds, and then we drove to
Oh, yeah,
Michigan.
yeah.
And I did my Michigan callback in Michigan.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was cool.
Lovely.
Yeah, that's our school questions. So now we can kind of get into like, we'll start with Maddie D over here in the middle.
Yo.
So we heard that you did like a really fun internship over the summer. Do you want to talk a little bit about, instead of doing like summer stock, you worked at a place?
Yeah, so I did audition for summer stock as well. And then I also applied for this internship at this talent agency. And then I decided that I was just going to focus on that instead of actually performing. And yeah, I was in New York. I was learning about the business side of it, the behind the scenes, what it means to be an agent for somebody, and the relationship an agent and talent have. And yeah.
That's really cool. Yeah, was it like kind of an interesting experience to like be on another side after like going to school for musical theater?
Yeah, it was definitely, not to say it was like a culture shock, but I had been surrounded by musical theater people for so long that going into a normal, like it was a desk job essentially. It was kind of like, whoa, people here are normal and not singing all the time.
Yeah, that's a hard one. Yeah.
But yeah.
Would you do it again?
Yeah, I think I would.
Like ever, if you found yourself like actually working at a place like that, and like in between maybe being in a show or something, you would.
I don't know if it would be in between being in a show, but I think, and I was have these conversations with some of my friends and family near the end of the internship about whether I wanted to pursue that as a career or continue performing. And I kind of came to this decision that I've spent so many years performing and trying to be a performer that I would be kicking myself if I didn't at least try after school.
Yeah.
But I could definitely see myself doing it later down the line.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I feel like it's a job where like you can kind of be in any age as well as acting is.
Oh,
It's like
yeah.
it's like you can start when you're already like mid 30s or later and like pick it up. It's like it's not very like the way theater is like you have to start early or like you could start later too. It's like
Yeah.
that's really cool that you liked
Yeah.
it so much.
And there were a couple people who were my bosses who had started out as actors and then decided they wanted to do that. So
I mean, it's like teachers.
The pipeline.
Like
Yeah, exactly.
all of our teachers were actors and
Yeah,
dancers. Like,
yeah.
and then they were like, I can't do this anymore, and so they came and taught us. So
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's definitely a little bit of like a same route. So
Mhm.
that's really cool.
Yeah.
And then you guys spend your summers doing summer stock.
True.
Do you
Yeah.
do you want to talk about either one of you want to talk about that?
Yeah. Dan and I both had some cool summer stock opportunities. One of which was together, and we started at the end of June with Fiddler on the Roof at the Lexington Theater Company.
Work
And
with one of the freshmen.
Yeah,
Abigail and
we met
Nick.
Abigail,
Abigail and Nick.
and there were 3 other CCM people in it, including Elizabeth. And I think there was another tech person on the project. Like, it was a
I
lot
remember
of
the photo
CCM
was like
people.
crazy that you guys
Yeah.
took for the
It was a good
Instagram.
amount.
Yeah.
Even like Zoe Mezoff, who graduated with our girlfriends, was Coddle in it. So she.
That's
Yeah.
really cool.
It was great.
Work.
Yeah, so I was the music intern and like the assistant to the music director, and I did a lot of rehearsal room work, and I got to teach the music to the understudies, and I got to conduct an orchestra one night. So it was
That's
so
really
cool.
cool.
It was a lot of like watching and observing, which I thought was really interesting to see how the process works at a professional stage, and after that, I went to the Mac Hayden Theater and I played Chad in All Shook Up. And that was like probably the most fun 3 weeks of my entire life. I cannot recommend that theater enough. I had like the time of my life, and I worked with some pretty incredible talents. And it was a really great summer because I got a little bit of both. And I almost took this job offer from the Mac Hayden when their music director got COVID, as I was about to end my contract at with All Shook Up. I got an offer to be the assistant music director for Something Rotten, and I was very close to taking it. But I'm hoping in the future to continue to act and be a music director, and yeah,
It's really cool.
yeah.
I saw All Shook Up.
I did too.
Yes.
It was so good.
It was
It was
great.
incredible.
The squad did pull up.
It was
Yeah.
so fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I obviously did Fiddler on the Roof at
Fiddler
that
on the
at the
Roof.
at the Lex. But right before that, I did Les Mis at the Muni, and then I also did Jersey Boys at the Lex right after Fiddler, and that was all back to back. So I was like at home in New Jersey City area for like a month or so, because since he ends school pretty early, so I had a good amount of time at home, and then was away for the summer, and then was back for like 2 weeks. And in those 2 weeks, I got to see Spencer in All Shook Up, which was
Aw.
freaking awesome.
Yeah.
It was great.
It was really so good.
He had this slicked back wig. It was
Oh my
incredible.
God.
I love that.
That's really cool. What was working at the Muni like? We talked to Sydney a little bit
Mhm.
about it, but I mean, it does have such a big namesake. That's
Mhm.
like
No, yeah, it was super fun, and it was like it was about this production specifically. It was like not super, because we had a lot of CCMers in it. It wasn't like super daunting going in not knowing anybody,
Mhm.
but meeting the people who weren't CCMers was like the coolest part, because there's just so many people who like some people are local St. Louis folks who had done the Muni, like a couple of them had done the Muni when they were younger, like were Muni teens and kids, and then
Yeah.
stopped, and like they're teachers now. And then this summer specifically, they were like, you know what, I'm gonna audition again at the Muni, and they're talented enough that they're like, we're fantastic, you know. And then you have like obviously people who are like just coming from Broadway and like doing stuff like that, and so hearing about their experiences, specifically like a couple people were in Camelot on Broadway, and hearing about that, because that was like a limited run that they thought was maybe going to go a little longer. And so it's like, how do you deal with like a run that you think is going to be more successful than it is, you know? Like it was very like wake up, it was just like a lot of just like, I felt like everyone was just like teaching me stuff, you know, like everyone, like every word people said I was trying to take as like wisdom, because there's so much experience of just like it was a ginormous cast too, so just like every day was a learning opportunity, and it goes by so fast that like it's like blink of an eye you're gone. So as much information as you can take from it that will help you in life is what you got to do, you know.
Yeah, for sure. I can't imagine like the crossovers that happen for that. Because
Yeah.
also like I can
CCM
imagine
took
like
the Muni by storm. Like,
yeah, I can also imagine just like I'd love to work with people in my class like outside of CCM.
Mhm.
Like I don't know, that just sounds so fun.
I feel like it'd be so weird showing up to rehearsal being like, "Hey, how you doing? I
No,
don't know.
not,
That's
not,
pretty
not,
good."
not only are you showing like the way it works is like you're living in the same hotel as everybody and you're just like in different rooms and then you get bused to the
Oh my
Muni.
gosh,
And
it's
so
like
like
Disney.
it was like bus ride every morning together with like
Oh.
Sydney, Nick, Grace, and them. It was fun. It was really
That's
fun.
really
That's your
funny.
family.
No,
Yeah.
not Nick. Not
Oh,
Nick.
not
Under-
Nick.
Nick
Patterini.
Nick
right?
Patterini's
Oh,
my family.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
I remember
Yeah.
him from Senior Showcase.
I remember him.
I don't-
Yay!
I don't remember him. So Nick, if you're watching this, I don't remember who you are.
We shouted out Nate the other day, and we were like, Nate probably won't watch this, and then Sydney was like, I'll text him, and then he followed me on Instagram, and that was crazy.
And good for you.
Doesn't follow any other freshmen. So
Good for you.
he's my baby.
It's in the fam. In the
In
fam.
the fam. What's next?
Solid.
What do we want to
Let's
talk
check.
about next?
Let's check the.
Let's check the notes out.
Please check the notes.
Ooh, these two.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we want to start with you guys' freshman year.
Mhm.
Like you two from New Jersey, you're from Connecticut. Like the Northerners. How did you guys become the legendary
Legendary.
SMD?
Oh,
Like,
we're not that legendary. No.
How did you guys become this like tight knit
Yeah.
group of brothers that is like now lives at the lodge? Like how did that all happen?
Did you
Yeah.
guys name it the lodge?
No, so the lodge is like legendary in the program because
Okay,
it's
okay.
been
Oh.
around for years.
Okay.
Christy Altmore's boyfriend at the not current husband now, boyfriend at the time at CCM lived in this house and he was an
Wow.
MT at
Where
the time.
does she live?
She lived at the halfway. She was in
Halfway. Who lives there?
Andy, Nick, and Josh.
We haven't been there because
So
their
when-
AC was out during
Yeah.
Diags.
So when you go, there's like this attic room, and that's where Christy lived.
Wow.
Where Matt Nasty, who was
Nasty,
who
oh.
was our grad student,
Our Roz.
Our Roz.
RJ Pretty.
Aw.
he lived up there, and boy was it
Yes,
boy was it a place to be.
Yeah.
God, he would just be playing his his keyboard in his room.
That's
Yeah.
really funny,
It's
actually.
always so dark in there as well.
I know, it was so dark. It was because there's like one window.
It was like a little lair.
It was a
It
little.
was. It was.
A little piano
It's like you
there.
went up and you're like, oh, hey Matt.
Yeah. Well, he just finished working on with Stan on the Tony Bennett thing. I don't know if you saw that. Stan.
Yeah,
So
I saw
Matt,
that.
I think Matt was the music director of it, if I'm not mistaken.
That's
Yeah,
really
they've
cool.
done some pretty incredible stuff. once
In
they've gotten out
Alaska.
here. Yeah, in Alaska.
Yeah.
They've been all
What?
over.
I think they worked with Mikhail Kilgore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the way we met, the way we came about that we lived together, we actually were just telling Spencer's parents this at dinner like yesterday, actually, or it was lunch, I guess. But basically, because Matt and I were from Jersey, we had on these Zooms that we were having with the class, we were like, I texted him, like, you want to live together and whatnot, and so we decided we were going to live together, and so we were on the Zoom with everybody, and everyone was saying who they were going to room with and whatnot, and Spencer and Sean were like set up to room together. And like last minute, Sean was like, you know what? I actually think I want to live with Cody and Rye. And so Matt and I just texted and we were like, should we just take Spencer? And so
We claim.
and so
We adopted him.
So we adopted and claimed Spencer. And then the funniest thing is though, and then
Oh my.
Matt and I moved in before Spence. Spence moved in on the Sunday when we moved in on Saturday. And so we get there and there's only 2 beds in our triple. So my mom's like throwing a fit, trying to like find a third bed because Spencer's gonna come in like 12 hours or whatever. And so we end up getting a bed set for the next day, but Spencer might have to. He had to stay with his parents in the hotel that
On
one
the-
night. But I'll
oh.
never forget. We were in Eliza and Jet's apartment the night that we all moved in, and Spencer like got in like after midnight basically. And so I remember I was standing in the kitchen and I heard like Spencer's here, Spencer's here,
We
Spencer's
were
here.
like, oh my
And so
God.
Matt and I are like, we gotta go say hi, and we see this kid like hat on backwards, like what's up, bro? I'm like, this guy seems pretty fun. You know, this guy seems pretty fun.
Aw.
And the rest is history.
Yeah. And Matt and I met in the Graduate the night before moving in.
Yeah.
Aw, I stayed at the Graduate
Yeah.
at open house weekend. It's so nice.
It is really
nice
nice.
Graduate. Have you ever been to the Graduate?
No, I haven't.
So every city has one. So like Nashville has one, and it's like Dolly Parton themed, and it's really cute.
Oh, I didn't know.
And
that.
there's a restaurant on top called the Pink Limousine, I think, and it has a pool,
Mm.
and it's
Oh,
like
wow.
super hard to get a reservation because we always want to go for birthday parties,
Uh-huh.
but we could never book it. But
Why,
the hotel's
why is
really
this
nice.
one like Toy Story themed or something?
It's
Well,
weird.
it's
Isn't it
Cincinnati
Bearcat?
themed.
I thought there was like toys.
So
No.
you get a card and it's like my card said like Travis Kelce.
Did you actually have Travis? I was
Oh,
about to
really?
ask because
That's
that's one of
really
the
cool.
cards, and we
Yeah,
didn't
I
get
had
Travis.
Travis. Thank you.
I
very
wanted
much.
that one actually.
Who else are they gonna give me? Obviously Travis.
I think we
You're
have
like,
some, like,
this guy
architect or
deserves the
something.
Travis suite right now.
We'll give him the Travis card.
Yeah.
But no, that actually I saw a TikTok that was like, at the Graduate, Cincinnati, you can get Travis Kelce as your room key.
And Matt and I also stayed there when Spencer supposedly had COVID our freshman year and didn't actually have COVID.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Crazy
Yeah.
lore.
So that was obviously still during COVID on the tail end. So when we arrived, we were no longer virtual. We were masked. So that was
2021.
2021.
That's hard for me.
That was our
to
freshman
Yeah, it was
year.
real hard.
Most of our freshman year was masked until
Spring break.
spring break, and Pippin was notoriously the first show to be unmasked, and it was a big deal.
Did everyone get COVID?
It was a big deal.
That's good.
But yeah, honestly,
It was
looking-
crazy. Yeah,
Is it like
because
David
so I was
Covey
doing the
Wham.
wigs. I was doing Wham on that show,
Wow.
and does the audience know about the Wham? Do you
Probably
guys know
not.
about
Yes.
Wham?
We talked.
It was
Who?
mentioned in the Joey Dom Griffin podcast.
Yes.
I listened to it.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay,
So-
Dan, doing
Thanks,
your
Dan.
homework.
All right.
Yeah,
good.
very good.
Good job.
You can listen to it after this one.
Yes. Okay.
Put
I
it
don't,
on
know,
your
I don't
list.
know what episode though it was.
It was
Episode
last week?
4?
No. The one before last week. 4. Because 5 was Jack and Grace. Anyway,
Yes.
continue.
Anyway, so I was doing the Wham on Pippin with Franco.
So big.
You're big,
Yeah.
and I remember there was one day where it was, I don't think it was moved to stage, but it was like getting close to the time that, or no, actually, it was Tech Week. We were sitting in the audience and we'd been called in a little early to have a conversation. And I just remember somebody standing up in the audience and saying, everybody needs to put on their masks, like, because so the the way they had it set up was when you were off stage you had your mask off, obviously, and then once you came off stage,
When you were on stage.
sorry, when you were on
We
stage,
said-
excuse me, when you were on stage, obviously you had your masks off, and then once you came off you had to put it on immediately. And I think some people were not putting their masks on as quick as they could because they were dancing and singing and out of breath, and so they needed to catch their breath. But a couple people got yelled at for not having their masks on backstage. So, yeah.
And then you didn't have COVID?
Nobody had COVID though. I don't know.
That's right. Like, oh, you got a false positive, and then, well, we went to the Graduate, and he took another test and was put in isolation in, I don't know what dorm it was. But,
No.
but when he
No,
found out,
it was the like deserted dorms that were reserved specifically for
COVID
COVID
people.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
And I remember they would literally like put
I was
meals
gonna
in front
say,
of your
would
door,
they and then knock?
and they were always the most like revolting, gross stuff. And I think a few times my friends or my girlfriend sent me like DoorDash because it was like uneatable food, inedible food. Yeah.
Oh,
That's-
that's not
That's really funny
Yes.
though, actually.
good.
Where'd you guys live freshman year?
Sidal
Sidal.
Hall
So
yeah, the
Before.
OG Sidal.
re-renovation.
Yeah, before.
Oh,
And it's
we always hear the worst things about.
Wasn't
back
great.
in our day.
Back in our day, wasn't great.
our whole class lived in Sidal.
Yeah.
wasn't it like 2 floors?
On the same 2 floors? Yeah.
Were you
Wow.
required? You were required to
Yeah.
all live in Sidal.
Yeah, we were the last CCM class to spend a year in Sidal.
Oh yeah, because it used to be like you guys all had to live in the same place,
Yeah.
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 and now we're like everywhere.
Even-
Today is actually, this year is actually not that split.
No, even like the class above us was like they came in 2020, so like they were all split up. Some were at the Verge, some were Sidal. It was, and some were at the Deacon when it existed. 'Cause that's
Oh.
not there anymore, right? Is it?
No,
That's
No,
still
it
there.
is.
Still
Yeah.
It's just behind the hub, so
It's
it
like,
kind of
yeah,
disappeared.
and also the construction over there is like crazy, so you can't even see it.
And then because our freshman year, Calhoun was under construction, So like a CCMer was only allowed to live in Sedal. Like any CCMer was only allowed to live in Sedal.
Oh.
And so like even our girlfriend's class, like not everybody lived in Sedal either. Some people lived in Calhoun because it wasn't under construction then. Yeah. So we are like in those 2 years, then us, and then no one since is all Sedal.
Yeah.
Yeah, in our first semester freshman year, we would get woken up to construction noises for like 3 hours at
Yeah.
like 6 a.m.
Oh,
Hey, at least
remember
you're
that
up.
was brutal.
That's
I
At
really
least you're
remember like
You ready for those 8 a.m.?
looking at my phone and seeing our class group chat blowing up. Like Annalise is saying, "I'm calling the construction
did end up
company."
calling it.
Like,
We had the worst of it because we were floor 2 and the construction was right where Calhoun is, right?
Wait, you guys are floor 2?
Or the corner room to your right when you get off the elevator, and so the construction was like literally happening right below us. And so not
awful.
there's not levels to it, but like we were the closest to the construction comparatively.
Did you guys have a theme?
A theme of
Like,
what?
was your floor
theme?
themed? Was your floor themed?
like ocean, like whatever, like there were fishes on the wall.
Yes.
That's good stuff.
Theirs is Gotham.
Yeah.
like Batman's
Yeah.
Gotham.
No, the other.
Is there another Gotham?
I don't know.
No, so
Gotham, Mr.
whenever
Comic Book.
whenever we talk about going to their dorm, we're like, we're going to Gotham? Yeah, we're going to
word.
Gotham. And also, there's a lot of rules about Gotham. No roller skating in Gotham. No
No
cussing in
cussing.
Gotham. They made up these rules and lied to me. And one time, actually, they locked me out of the room and said that go to the end of the hall. There's a list of rules, and I went to the end of the hall. And couldn't get back into the room because
She genuinely thought there was no cussing in Gotham. And we were
it's
inside
really
the
bad how
private-
gullible I am.
We were inside the private dorm, and she was like, "Wait, is there actually no cussing?"
I was like, wait, actually, I didn't want to break. Yeah, literally,
It's
it's like,
just Jameson dressed as Batman.
yeah, Batman and Robin, literally. Vengeance. Anyway, but you mentioned this a couple times. You said your girlfriend. So you guys all are dating people who are 2 grades technically
Yeah.
older than
Yeah.
you guys.
Indeed.
How did that happen? And they're all best friends, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
pretty much.
So cute.
So my freshman year, I started talking to Jess like at the end of the semester, and we started dating on December 4th of 2021. 2021.
So 3 years.
Yeah,
Almost?
we're coming. Yeah,
4?
we're coming up on 3 years. That's crazy.
Slay.
Yeah, and I would be remiss if I didn't tell the story of our first date because it's a big deal within our friend group. So Jess and I asked her on a date at some party or something after I've been talking to her for a while, but we went to Hangover Easy, and it was like the best date ever. And all the Smoke Show girls, are is the house that Jess lived in for 2 years. And this was Abby Tucker, Rose Messenger,
babe.
Matt's girlfriend, Haley Root, and Jess. And so the Smoke Show girls were sure that because it was raining that Jess would take an Uber home. And we infamously walked home in the rain because the date was going so well. And all the Smoke Show girls were so surprised that Jess had walked home in the rain. And they said that's when they knew that things were going pretty well between Jess and I. And so, yeah, she wanted me to tell that story. So.
That's really cool. That's really
We want to talk
cute.
about construction. Spencer didn't have to listen to any construction seconds.
Hilarious. Yeah, you got out of it. Okay, who's next?
I was next. So then
Who's next? It's down the line.
yeah,
Yeah.
so I was next. So obviously because Spencer and Jess had started dating during freshman year, Dan and I had been over to the Smoke Show a couple times, either during parties or just hanging out, and we'd all become friends.
Yeah.
And then over the summer, what? Oh.
The way you said it was funny. So
Yeah.
he said the summer.
Over the summer, Spencer and I and Rose and Abby and a couple other CCMers did a production of Sweeney Todd in
your
Connecticut
razor.
in a strip mall. It was in a strip mall
that.
at Black Rock Theater,
Formerly
known as Broadway Method Academy.
or as we call it, Broadway.
And
we were on Broadway.
Oh,
we were on Broadway.
Perfect.
And Rose was Mrs. Lovett, and I was the judge, Judge Turpin.
Mm-hmm.
wow. Big deal.
Exactly.
Todd romance.
Exactly, Sweeney Todd romance, summer, a little showmance, if you will.
The judge and
Mrs. Lovett.
The judge. Who would have thought she died and then she fell in love with the judge? Yeah.
Well, the judge died first.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You guys
Yeah,
are
do
both
your
dead
research
together.
and, yeah,
Awesome.
exactly. And yeah, I'm trying to remember the story now. So we had been talking a little bit in the middle of the show. So we were just friends at the beginning of the process.
Infamously, the night I visited,
Yeah.
I barely saw them because they were just upstairs chit chatting. They were and like
Interesting.
they were just like you were playing some iPhone game that like you guys were like it was like a rivalry that I walked in upon. And so I barely saw Matt that whole time.
A rivalry that I walked in upon.
So there was also so I was rooming in this house with Nick Paterini. Hi, Nick.
God bless him.
Yep.
You don't remember him? Wait, no, Dan doesn't remember.
Dan doesn't remember him.
Yeah.
I remember.
We all remember him except for Dan. And I was standing in my room talking with Nick, and we shared a bathroom. It was like a Jack and Jill bathroom. It was Nick and I in a room in the bathroom, and then Abby and another person was in the other room. And I was talking with Nick about, I think I like Rose.
No.
I don't know. I might want to tell her. I might want to ask her out. And Abby Tucker was in the bathroom.
Shout out my big.
And overheard me and Nick talking about this. And then we had gone to New York to see Music Man on our day off. You saw Mr.
Starring Max Clayton.
Starring Max Clayton. It was Max's last night.
Yeah, we got to talk with him after that. It was really cool.
You saw Mr. Saturday Night though, right?
Yeah, but I saw Mr. Saturday Night, and then I met up with them after, and I got to talk to Max.
That's
Clayton.
cool.
And at that show, Abby told Rose that I had been talking about her and that I liked her. And ooh, and so now Rose knew that I liked her. I didn't know that she liked me. And so there was
but
all
she
this
did like
tension.
you?
She did like me.
Okay.
Yes. Thank God.
Did you know that she knew?
No, I had no idea. I didn't know anybody knew except for Nick
Oh.
and Spencer and Dan.
I love that.
And yeah, then I asked her.
You have to tell the birthday story. Are you kidding me?
Oh, the birthday story.
Birthday story. Oh.
So Rose's birthday was during our show. And we had decided to, as a birthday present, do a quartet, a barbershop quartet of the song Light a Rose from The Music Man. Famously from The Music Man, starring Max Clayton.
Full circle.
And if we could pull up the video, we could show it to you. But
there's like multiple videos. I think we're actually. Right.
Yeah.
Right
Oh,
there.
it's right. Yeah. And in this video, you will see that as we are singing the song, each person gets down on a knee, pointing at Rose, and then I'm the last person, and I pull out a rose and I give it to her.
Smooth.
Yeah, it was quite smooth.
That's perfect.
That's really good.
Yeah, what can I say? Yeah.
And this was summer before sophomore year?
This was the summer before sophomore year.
So she was about to be
in there.
Yeah.
Before where?
We moved into
in Cincinnati. What the heck?
We don't live there anymore.
Oh, soon. Yeah.
I lived there.
I think someone cussed and was like, "Oh no, we were trying to."
Are we allowed to cuss on this?
Yes.
Oh yeah. All good.
Fuck.
What's your
I knew
favorite-
someone had to
What's
do
your favorite
it.
cuss word?
Fuck.
No, but someone said something, was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm not allowed to know." I was like, no, we'll just like beep it. It was like something they didn't want recorded, and then I was like, I didn't beep it, and like
So-
I just kept it in. It was funny.
Did they know?
I think so. It was Jack and Grace. Remember, they were like, "Oh, we'll just cut that," and I was like, "Yeah, we'll just cut that."
They
It was
said
so
that several
funny
times
because
during
it was
the
just
episode.
funny
We'll take it out in
things.
post. We'll take it out in
Yeah,
post.
Yeah. Once I like pull it into like Final Cut,
I think it's for the comedy vibes. Like
Yeah.
that's why they said that.
Oh,
Yeah.
For the fun
I
of
don't
it.
well,
think
I
they're-
believed it. So, hooray, Dan, go
There
ahead.
you go, Dan.
All right. So Zoe, so I actually would see freshman year. I would see Zoe all the time at the gym. Like I would see her all the time, and I thought she was absolutely gorgeous.
buddies.
And I had a crush on her, but she was dating somebody at the time. So obviously, I'm not a home wrecker. I would never try to instigate anything. And then so
Laughing.
that was freshman year, and so then sophomore year we get back, and she had this crazy summer at PCLO. Like she did like 2 or 3 shows, and then did that. And she's from Kansas City. She did it at KC Starlight as well. And then so she gets back, and we infamously the day she gets back, prior to she gets COVID right after this. But I read as Kodai and she read as Alona in our callback together, in our callback room. And it was fun. And then basically she gets COVID. I don't see her for a week. And then She Loves Me basically happens like right after that. And so I was in the ensemble and she was Alona. And so we just started hanging out more. The cast was like pretty good vibes. And so we started talking and whatnot. And then we started dating like right after the show ended. So we kind of like really got close. And I asked her on a date at the cast party because I was like, I wasn't going to ask her
Nice.
before the show was done. So when the show was done, I asked her on a date. We went to Crown Republic. We famously as well, I believe our only Cincinnati dates have been to Crown Republic. Actually, we it's like we've gone on like dates, but like sit down like restaurant, like it's only been Crown Republic. And so that was fun. And so we started dating on October 13th.
Wow, soon.
And yeah, so
Oh my goodness.
13 days.
yeah, I'm getting a phone call. Let me just mute that. My mom.
Mom.
That's actually
Yeah, I'll answer that. I'll text her in a second. But yeah, so the show closed on like the 10th or something, and so we became close friends, and then we started dating, and it was pretty awesome, and it's still pretty awesome if I do say so myself. But I'm trying to think if there's any other sickening information that goes with the story. There isn't much. It was pretty.
cool that you guys are like best friends, and then all your girlfriends are like in the same class and all friends.
Yeah, well, both of their girlfriends were vouching for me hard when I was like
Aww.
pursuing Zoe, you know?
That's fun.
Like, and also freaking Abby would be like, she would be telling Zoe in class like, Dan could just not stop talking about you last night, like could not. and so Zoe knew I was quite smitten.
That's funny.
But yeah, it was
Smitten
awesome.
is such a fun word.
I know.
Smitten.
I gotta text my
Yeah, text your mama. Yeah, those are more than we could have even imagined asking for. I remember the other day at Zolarfest, Dan told me the order of which
Yes.
you guys are dating, but then he was like,
I mean, it's in that. It's
Oh,
in that order.
"Yeah,
Oh,
that's
I guess
awesome."
we're reverse order under right now.
But he was like, "But I can't tell you anymore." And I was like, "Ah," he was like, "Gotta save it for the podcast." And I was like, "Okay,
Exactly.
you know what? I agree because then it wouldn't have been fun if it wasn't original now." So,
Exactly.
but you guys all have very cool memories. Do you have any other random CCM memories? I mean, you guys have so much that's happened.
It's gotta be
It's a
Like, just
loaded
like-
question.
There's a lot.
Favorite or
Or
bad.
India
memories?
talked about falling in the hole.
Oh,
Or
I have something.
scary,
I have something we can talk about right now.
embarrassing.
I think I know what you're gonna say.
So literally the first week of being here, maybe like a week and a half, a huge group of us went to see Shang-Chi
Oh my gosh.
Shang-Chi.
Great movie.
in theaters at Kenwood. And so we get out of the movie and we're talking about it and whatnot, and we're walking back to the cars. It had to be a good like 15 of us. Like it was a big group.
Well, there was also
Fireworks that night.
Because whenever the Reds
they do the fireworks.
And so the fireworks are happening. So there's a huge crowd gathered, and then we hear what probably were fireworks, and people start running, and so somebody yells shots fired, and so we are like babies, like we're literally, and we just got to school. We barely know any of these people. Like school hadn't even. I think it was the weekend right before classes started. So it was welcome week had happened, Diags had happened, and then it was like this weekend, and we're all running. Like everybody's we're like running for our lives with people who we didn't really even know yet, and it was just and
we bonded pretty.
Obviously it turned out that there were no shots fired. It was just fireworks, but.
Wait, but you actually did think it was?
No, like when I
and you like fully ran.
Sean Paul kicked that shit into second gear and
What?
ran. Sean was not gonna die that day. Let me tell you that much. If somebody would have died, wasn't gonna be Sean.
Wait, so like you guys were outside of the mall, or like it was inside the movie theater still? 'Cause
No,
I know movie theater shootings are like crazy.
Outside of the mall. So like when you walk out going towards the aquarium, and so like the water's on your right. We sprinted left.
This is where we went.
I remember.
Okay, yeah. We went to an Oktoberfest 2 weekends.
Mm-hmm.
2 weekends?
That felt like a month.
A month.
Anyway.
2 weeks.
Yeah, you're telling me. I felt like a month ago. God.
It all happened so fast.
Yeah, but
I heard about that story. Yeah.
I remember I had ran with a couple other people down this alleyway.
Same date, same story. Totally
same story.
Okay.
And we had gone down the alleyway. I think it was like me, Lucy, and Sarah Pansing, and we realized it was a dead end. So we were like freaking out that we had to come back and then go down the stairs. And then somebody like threw a firework next to me on the street. I remember that. I was running across, and I looked to my right, and there's a firework on the right.
That's the first one that came to mind. There's definitely more happy ones, but that was just the first one that I was like, that was
a crazy one.
That was before I would even say I trusted everybody here, and we're like running for our we think we're running for our lives, but we weren't.
No, but in that moment, there's no distinguishment. You think you're gonna die, you have to go. You turn on the like Rambo mode or whatever, and you're crazy. Like, do you remember you guys' diags at all?
Oh yeah. It was
really fun.
It was electric.
What was your highlight house? What was like the theme, like your favorite event?
The bad way.
Yeah. The bad way was the best.
Was gonna stop.
It was the final stop.
But it's the upstairs apartment right here next door.
Okay.
Usually, which is like just as legendary as the lodge in Halfway. Like it's been in the MT department forever.
Wait, who lives there now?
No one lives there now.
Oh.
But we're hopefully no pressure. Hope other people are getting it.
Okay.
We think. But basically, we walk in there and like it's packed with MT. Like everybody in the program.
Like the blackout when everybody's in the hallway, we all like
oh
ran
my God,
down.
the blackout times like
but it's like
4.
Bigger, so it's not as crammed. But it was just crazy. Yeah, it was so fun. I think my favorite stop was the Atkinson where Rye Dever lives now.
Oh yeah.
That was our girlfriends now, but at the time they were just the juniors. It was like a rodeo, and like specifically I remember Rose and Abby were like yelling my name. I know this now, I didn't know who was doing it, and they would like turn around. I'm like, who the fuck's yelling my name? And it was so like overstimulating in the best possible way. It was so fun.
Overstimulating is the best word to describe that night.
I agree. What did they make you wear something?
Yeah.
We had hats.
Wait, that's fun.
Yeah.
I think I still have mine.
I definitely still have mine.
In Jersey. It's in my room in Jersey.
Our bibs are hanging above our dining table.
Yeah, and our baby bottles.
And our baby bottles are in our cabinet. And our headshots, the mug shots from Jailbreak/Cage are on our fridge. And the lyrics to the Christmas songs are on the fridge. And I spelled so many words wrong.
Yeah.
Progman. Program. Progman.
Mm-hmm.
Phased, I spelled F-A, I think S-E-D. She's not dead or phased. But I literally can sing that song. I don't even know. We wrote that. We wrote that in your room.
Yeah.
I think honestly this was either my favorite stop. Christmas because I love Christmas, and I was like,
Who doesn't?
it's a winter wonder. Like, it was so fun.
Yeah.
And the craziest thing is that we didn't realize that the cage was right next
I
here
know, yeah.
because we
Yeah.
walked in so many circles that night.
Yeah.
Like, we walked. I honestly, I wish I would have worn my Apple Watch because it would have been like 10,000 steps because we just kept because you guys like houses weren't ready, so they'd be like, okay, take him around this way, and then we'll go back around this way, and like unnecessary walking. Because then we realized like a week later we were like,
I enjoyed it,
that's that one. Like, they're all like
Yeah.
so close.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's all
Walking
the
is part
whole
of the
path.
journey.
Yeah, they take you down these like winding path, like all the long ways.
Yeah.
For the most part, you have no bearings, so like you have no idea where anything is. Like I remember, I had no idea where anything was.
And also the crazy thing was that we went to the last house. It was like 11:30. We were like,
Yeah.
wait, what? Like, it felt like 3 a.m.
It was 7.
It was
That
still light
started at
outside when it
7.
started, and that was crazy.
Yeah.
Because we did,
We were in our baby bibs
yeah.
in CCM Circle
Yeah.
with still normal people walking by and our hands on
Coming
the
from
stuff.
class.
And that's,
Yes.
and that's how it should be.
Yeah,
Always.
it's such a crazy, cool tradition. Our school's so weird.
It's awesome though.
It's so awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Do you guys like have any like upperclassmen stories about like people that kind of shaped you as like an actor? Like maybe like an encouraging word that's like you guys are kind of like that for us. So it's like, what were those people that are out in the world now and like I don't know. It's true.
Wait, that's us.
He's not going to listen to this podcast. I'm going to say this. Garrett Van Allen would walk after like every party, would walk us home and just, and it didn't, like, not in a positive or negative way.
Shout out Spence and Maddie D for walking me to Canes and walking me
Yeah.
home. Sorry.
This doesn't, like, it didn't affect us a certain way, but he would just walk back. We would have like 2-hour conversations in our dorm room just about life with this guy.
Yeah.
He would
You'd
sit,
just be sitting
he would
on,
sit on a
where's
little
the-
ottoman.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Spencer's little ottoman thing that he brought, and he would just sit there, and I would be laying in bed, like brush my teeth, just laying there, and he would not leave. He would just hang out.
You just hang. Yeah.
That's kind of cool though.
And that was like the first couple months of parties, and it's like this junior guy, like, and
He's
and-
just hanging
I
with
know,
us. And
he
we're like,
was-
sure.
yeah,
It's a good one.
the
That's
first one
really
that came to
funny.
mind.
Yeah.
I'm trying to. That is funny. It's a good one. Yeah. he's
The
a funny
ottoman.
guy.
And I have another one. I think watching Sarah Pansing sing "My Man," it was one of the first things we saw. Like they did, Sarah and Abby did a cabaret at Rose Street Cafe, and
Full circle.
it was a movie.
Yes.
It was a movie musical cabaret, so like any movie musical. And so she sang "My Man" from Funny Girl, and ever since that day, I was like, oh, like this school is like freaking great. That's the kind of that's where you strive. I'm still striving to be like Sarah Pansing singing "My Man" to this day. That's how I feel.
Well, like the craziest thing is you bringing that up is like that was us at the jazz concert. Like,
Thank
Yes.
like we
Thank-
were all
thank
sitting
you.
there like,
That was the coolest.
what was the
thing
first
ever.
song? Oh,
Don't mean a
Thing. We all were like the harmonies when you guys started looping, like looping. But like we all stood up and we were like, and like I looked at, I think Matthew was behind me and I was like, what?
Yeah.
I was like, I'm unwell. Like,
Yeah.
like it was so good,
How
guys.
long were you guys working on that?
Less than a month, like
Yeah, that
3.5
was-
weeks, about.
That was a crazy
wild.
process.
It was,
yeah.
quite a stressful
Still
process.
fresh,
I might
like,
say.
it's-
Yeah, I mean it was 2 days ago. So.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
What gave
What a
you
sh-
the guys the idea to do a jazz concert as like your? Because I know all seniors do an independent study, right? No, you don't have to?
I
You
mean,
don't have to.
you don't have to.
Oh, okay. Well,
Just-
you did.
It's just kind of happening. It seems like it's picking up more.
Independent studies are
Yeah.
becoming more popular.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
What made you want to do a jazz concert?
Well, it goes back to last year. One of you guys can explain this.
So you're good. So we were sitting in our apartment, and Spencer and I were talking about this television show that we'd both seen called Smash,
So good.
and Dan had said he had never seen
Never
it.
seen it.
So we decided that we were gonna rewatch it and show Dan the whole show. And obviously, we were in love with Bombshell already. Dan fell in love with that show, and near the end of no, it was near the middle of spring semester.
Yeah, it was after Little Women, but like,
Yeah.
not the end.
We had finished the show, and we decided that we wanted to do that as an independent study or a staged concert
As
version.
do Bombshell?
Bombshell,
Cool,
yeah.
cool.
And we had talked with faculty about it and everything, and then we came back at the beginning of this year, and the faculty informed us that because Smash was coming to Broadway,
I was about to say, yeah.
UC was nervous about copyright and all that. So we decided to pivot, and we were thinking about what made us love this show and the music in it, and obviously
how we fulfill what we initially wanted while not doing Smash itself.
Yeah. And we decided to do jazz.
Yeah.
And
so we watched the Ken Burns documentary.
We watched part of the Ken Burns documentary just called Jazz, and pulled some quotes from that, and started
jazz historian.
started writing the script, and deciding what songs we wanted to include, what shows, which composers and artists we wanted to highlight, and then we brought people on, and
well, I mean, once we brought Alec, who was the reed player and arranged a bunch of it, and
band
Roz
was so good.
Once
they were ridiculous.
We had a meeting with Roz. I'll never forget. It was on a Friday between acting and voco. It was like an hour we had, and we're talking to Roz about our idea. And Roz goes, "Yeah, I have all the arrangements to those shows." And we were like, "Oh, like this can actually like really be something," because Roz has this plethora of show scores. Yeah. So with that, like, it really kind of helped level up the show, because Roz is like a machine with it, and so
she's incredible.
Roz like took it to the whole next level that what it eventually became, you know.
Yeah, that's. I think we're trying to make a nickname for her. Currently, our working title is the Rosler, which I think is pretty good. That's a great I said it as a joke, and then everyone was like, "That's really good," and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take that win. I did bring it up studio.
Yeah.
Oh,
we have to bring it up to MT28 though.
I think we were in studio. We were in Kiana's studio, and I was like, the Rosler. And we were like, interesting. Yeah. So it's a working title,
she's
but
so good at what she does.
No,
she's ridiculous. I always see her pink shoes in the hallway when she's like sitting on the floor. I'm like, oh, there's Roz. Also, fun fact: my dad took Megan Hilty's headshots.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah. So I've heard she's really nice. Wasn't allowed to go to the photo shoot.
Yeah.
Shout out Megan Hilty.
She's so good.
Megan Hilty, if you're watching this, you're awesome.
Yeah. So like her newest headshot in Death Becomes Her. Like, I think it's one of my dad's first Broadway like headshots. Like, he doesn't take headshots, but he did like a whole like glamour photo shoot with her, because we know like Eden Espinosa and like and Ben Crawford. So like we have a bunch of, my mom was an actor for a long time, and I think maybe she saw Eden's photos that he did, and then reached out and was like, "I'm in Nashville. Can I take photos?" And it was so cool. But I didn't get to meet her. I love Megan Hilty. One day. Yeah. Yeah. What is happening?
Alice Hayes.
Who's that?
I don't know.
You know Alice Hayes?
Is it Broadway?
Broadway's calling.
Broadway is.
Guys, Broadway's calling.
It's important. The voicemail. That's
you could be missing out on Broadway though.
Oh yeah.
Broadway would leave a voicemail. God, I hope, right?
I hope Broadway would leave
all of Broadway.
You're like, hey, it's Broadway.
7
Can
producers
you call us
on the
back?
phone. Hey, so we're here, just waiting for you. We're just waiting. How much longer you got, guys? I'm almost done. I promise. So like, last question for Spence. You play piano, and you talked a little bit about music directing and stuff. Last year, when we saw the year-end review, which was like, we were all like, "What?" So good. So good. I was talking to Vince about it, because it was like, it's gonna be before Hair, because it's gonna be this. It's gonna be our freshman showcase weekend at the show that they're gonna see, which is like, it's like so much pressure for us. But you talked a little bit about you wrote a piece, and you wrote like more than one, I think, maybe like a little like show. Do you want to talk about what it was like writing that?
Yeah. So I have to first credit Richard Hess, my freshman year. I like to play the piano during acting, specifically like during the breaks and before class starts, and Richard Hess would always have to tell me to stop playing the piano, but eventually he got, like, in the best way, so sick of it that he pulled me over. He's like, "You really should write musicals." And I had written like songs and trying to be like Billy Joel and John Mayer and stuff like that, and it wasn't until freshman year that I decided that I like wanted to write musicals, and I sketched something out, and I did a little workshop my freshman year, and put like 2 songs together, and then 2 years later, I did a bigger expansion of what I had done my freshman year, and I worked on I think it was 4 different songs, and the idea has kind of been scrapped, but like doing this big production last year with a cast of like I don't know 12 to 20 people by the end.
Like 8
Um,
dancers.
yeah,
Like,
I'd put these dance sequences with the help of some incredible classmates, Annalise and Cody, and worked with Rachel on it, and I worked with Casey, getting to collaborate for the first time. Like that was so freaking cool. And the idea is kind of been scrapped, but it was like a good exercise in like writing for a specific story, for characters, for people's voices, like seeing an audience's reaction to things, um, being prepared to answer questions about the piece. So everything, a lot of my experience at CCM has been like just soaking up what I'm learning and like trying to, in my own way, be creative and like have an outlet to do it. So, like playing the piano and writing music and doing other things besides performing has given me kind of like a unique education, I think, at CCM. And I think more people should take advantage of the ability that they have to just make shows happen and make things happen, because I mean that's like why we're doing this, because we love to, you know, use our imagination and create things.
Yeah.
Like it's fun to play roles and stuff, but I think so many people can really appreciate like collaborating on things and being artistic, and a lot of people like you guys will definitely get to experience that with Freshman Showcase
Yeah.
and learning, to pick your battles and how to collaborate, and
Yeah.
that's a big part of being a freshman, and I think that's the reason why they do that, that collaborative based project, and it's a really good exercise in that.
Yeah, that's really cool. I mean, I remember the number. I was like, what just happened? Like, it was so beautiful. And I think I was like,
Thanks.
and I think like someone introduced you, maybe Vince, someone introduced you and was like, wrote this. And I was like, oh, just arranged it. And then I was like, no, he wrote this, like
Yeah.
actually wrote it. And it was really, really cool. Do you think once you get out into the world, you would like to consider actually like being a little bit of
Oh,
like a
yeah.
Pasek and Paul and like writing shows?
Yeah, that's a good fall. My favorite. Yeah, I want to probably have the career more of like a Lin-Manuel and Miranda,
Yeah.
and act and perform, and
You're more talented
sometimes
than
write
him.
myself into shows, but I want to really like 50-50 split my time with composing for theater and performing if I can. So
That's cool that you know that, and you're like, let's do it. Like,
Yeah.
you're ready.
yeah, and
Because you can. Like, it's gonna be. I can't even wait. I'm so excited.
Thanks.
It's crazy that you guys are like near the end, and like we just started,
Yeah.
and you're our first seniors to talk to, because we talked to
Oh,
yeah.
Oh,
my
really?
gosh.
we talked to
Sad.
Declan in India, but I was
Yeah.
like, they're not seniors, they're juniors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which there's one thing that you guys have different from the rest is that you get to pick your littles, which you guys is little. You don't have one, Spence.
I do not have a
You have
little.
Carter though.
I'll let you guys-
Carter's got the energy of 2 people.
He does.
Carter's perfect.
Carter, neighbor, next door neighbor.
Oh, yep,
Bless him.
yeah. Carter's awesome. But what made you pick your littles? And I mean, what are your thoughts on them? Because they're 2 of our really good friends now. So,
You go ahead.
I'm a big fan of my little. Shout out Matthew.
woo!
Yeah.
Happy
My
birthday,
namesake.
Matthew.
He was named after that.
He was named after me. We named him. It was so we have an extra large family. It's,
Yeah.
yeah. So it's me, Michaela, Peyton, Way, and now Matthew.
Great family.
And Way and Matthew knew each other beforehand from Interlaken. And I remember while we were picking, I was like, oh, I really like this kid, Matthew. And Way had came up to me and had said like, hey, I think we should pick this person. Like, if you haven't decided yet, like, pick this guy. He's really cool. And Michaela and I talked and we're like, all right, we're taking Matthew.
We're taking the kid.
We're taking him in. Yeah.
Awesome.
So,
That's
yeah.
really cool. Yeah.
So I met obviously Jameson at Diags. Like I like this kid a lot, you know, and I was thinking about it before we were, because you know it was on my mind. I was like, who's gonna be my little? So I was thinking about it on Diags night, and then I'll never forget like what like the well I don't remember, maybe it was like the first day of school or something like that. It was like Narga texted me and was like, Jameson has to be our little. Like Jameson has to be our little. And I was like, actually, I was thinking the same thing. It's my call, but I think we should go with Jameson. And so
You guys
because you said it, but
yeah, because I said it, and so
real.
but like when we went to Zolarfest, I was like, yeah, this kid's my little. I was like, yeah, like seeing him.
Also, Zolarfest King.
Yeah, yeah. I have my crown in there. Thank you very much.
Really cool.
And so yeah, when I met his family and like the people who like he grew up with, like it was really really fun. Like he's a really good kid, so I'm happy he's my little.
Agreed.
You know,
He loves you guys.
because I wouldn't want an asshole as my little. Just not that
Well,
not that
he
anybody
might
is.
still
Not,
be
not,
one
not that anybody is.
We'll see.
Love you, Jamers.
What killed me was the fact that your family theme is sports.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
And you guys all showed up in jerseys. You showed up in what?
Tennis outfit.
A tennis outfit with a racket in his bag.
In
And
the photos, it literally looks like you guys like planned your outfits and like didn't text him the outfit. Like it's like those kids like show up for like a Halloween party and like all the guys are like, we're gonna do sports as our Halloween costume, and then like he shows up in the tennis outfit. And he was gonna wear a baseball uniform, but then that was Annie's theme, so that's the only reason he didn't. But imagine if he would have been in a full baseball uniform and you guys were in jerseys.
it would have been good.
Pitbull was great too.
Pitbull was good.
Awesome.
That's an homage to
Spence was the
freshman
hype
year
man.
for you.
I was watching the videos the other day, and you're like standing there, like, and then you're like, whenever the people run out, you were like, oh, like you just were like just
what
watching.
Was the hype song? What was it?
For
It
whose?
was- It was like it was Carter, you and.
Oh, that's what makes you beautiful.
Yeah.
What makes
Yeah,
you?
we did an homage
dun,
to
dun.
boy bands of the like 90s and 2010s and 2000s.
Yeah.
And we just sported like that look. And then we sang "What Makes You Beautiful." Yeah,
It was really
that
good.
was kind of our that was our prize for not having a little.
You had to perform a number. We were all like, when you guys came out, we were all like, what's happening? Because we were all like so anxious and nervous to like find out.
It
Because
was it was improv also. It wasn't
Was it?
you know
Yeah.
wasn't planned out.
That was good stuff.
it was definitely, yeah, it was really good. But we all were like, because they like made us stand on the porch. Because also like it was supposed to be at Verge Courtyard,
Yeah.
and then you guys like changed it on us last second. But you were like, don't get there early, like, because then you texted on the main group chat like, everybody else not freshmen, get there 30 minutes early, or else like you're gonna be in trouble. Like we all have to plan this, and we were all like, oh gosh, we can't get early. We have to be like on time though, and like. We just kept, I think also all of our families had been like leaving us packages and like, wear this, blah, blah, blah. And then my shoe broke. Arden's shoe. I had to like, I was like Cinderella themed, and I was like, it broke. And Nick goes, oh no, because he's holding the other one. And then they were like, the shoe fits. I don't know. It was awesome.
I remember. So all of the freshmen went to Canes right before the big
Yeah.
little reveal,
Mm-hmm.
and apparently there was like a bunch of like upperclassmen just like walking
That
around
walked
campus
by. Yeah.
and like sneaking around and scared that we were gonna see them or that they were gonna see us.
So
Well, I think we saw a Narga in a jersey. And then we were like,
Oh.
and
And you're
Jameson was like,
who is this? Because we don't know.
no, we have no sports. Sports.
So not to ruin the magic of it, but the reason we moved was because there was a noise complaint in the Verge.
Oh.
Yeah.
But
was a bummer.
already? From just you guys standing there?
Yeah, well, the guy
Just
came out and he was
stand-
like, "Hey, there's a noise complaint. I know it's early. Like, it's fine. So, like, just
Because he said if I get a couple more, then you guys have to go. And so we were just like, we'll just go now.
yeah, we didn't want to because
'Cause it
we
was
weren't
about
even
to get
being
loud.
loud yet, and we were like, we don't want to be thrown out before everybody gets their littles.
I
so.
I liked
Oh,
the
yeah.
alley because we couldn't see around the corner, which was kind of fun. Like
Mhm.
it was like a little bit like, oh, here we go, and like calling the names and stuff. And I think Michaela was the MC, right? Maybe.
Yeah, because she was in all black.
She leaned over to someone, right before and was like, "Is it Alyssa or Lisa?" And it was like Alisa, and like I remember that someone told me that. I think it was one of the freshmen because she like fully thought it was Alyssa. Jameson and Matthew the entire summer thought my name was Alyssa, and so I saw Matthew. He got there the day after everybody else got there, and I saw him like unpacking, and I was like, "Matthew," and he was like, "Alyssa," and then he like goes up to the room and tells Jameson, he's like, "I just saw Alyssa." Jameson was like, "Hey, buddy, gotta break something to you," and I was like, "Oh, that's all right."
Did you guys I mean, because I guess this was something for us just because it was COVID, but did you guys do like Zooms and stuff to get to know each other, or
We over the
FaceTime.
summer over the
Over the
summer
FaceTime.
we our full like MT28 group chat was like, guys, we should FaceTime, and then it never happened. And then I kept suggesting Roblox, and then nobody would ever
Roblox?
respond to me.
you guys suggest
I was like, "I'm
Minecraft
not
then?
playing Roblox." I love Minecraft. I was like, "No, I'm not playing Roblox." Love you, Gabby, but no, it's fine.
No, it's fine.
No, it's fine.
It's fine.
We hate each other.
It's fine. I played Dress to Impress too, so.
Yeah, you did,
Yeah.
and I came over and watched.
That's true.
But no, we FaceTimed. The sophomores FaceTimed us once during the last school year. So it was a Saturday, and I think Grace was in. That was when she was in the ballet with Nick, the Littlest Mermaid, which is also just the Little Mermaid. So she was in a different place, but they were all. And no, and Nyla was there too. They were all rehearsing for freshman showcase, and Nyla was actually visiting. It was accepted students weekend, but for Cincinnati, not just CCM. So it was like she was just there because Nyla, like her grandma, lives in Cincinnati, and we all FaceTimed in. I remember that. And then we at one point had one call over the summer with Vince right before he went to Italy with all of our class, and that was like a parent like information meeting. That was us asking about auditions. That was the whole Sue School ordeal. That was like the Cincinnati people were like, "Can we audition?" And they were like, "No," because there's like a week of physical that's like over Christmas break, and like the dorms wouldn't be open. They were worried about that. But then we all auditioned, but we could only be swings, and like it was a whole. But like they told us the week of auditions, they were like, "You can audition, and you have to." And we were all like, "Oh, okay." So like we all had to find music. So we were all like really excited
Classic.
actually that we didn't have to audition. Like some of us were like, it would have been fun, but we were like, one last audition to worry about. Like we were like, it's already gonna be overwhelming. And then they were like, surprise, you have to audition. And we were like, but you can't be considered for any roles, only swings. And we were like,
But
okay.
how does that work? Like, if you're a swing, then but the dorms
The swings
still
weren't
not...
gonna be called that week.
Oh.
Yeah. That was the deal, I think.
Yeah.
They were like, you wouldn't have to be here for that.
I didn't know what swinging was when for first CCM audition season, so I put no on all my sheets because I thought it was like someone who was like a really good dancer who like covered the dancing track.
No.
So every audition sheet, I was like, no. And I was like, I probably look like a fucking dick. Like Diane's like, this kid's not gonna swing my show. You know?
This freshman thinks he's crazy.
Oh,
Did
I
you
just
guys
didn't know
book
what the word-
freshman year?
What? No.
None of you did.
Spencer was in the pit of once.
Yeah, I was.
Oh, good show.
That was in your season.
It was
Yeah, we
incredible
got-
show. Oh my
Golly.
What
gosh.
was the season?
Yeah, I have no idea.
Our
Xanadu.
Crazy.
Yeah, Xanadu. And then we did once, and I played in the pit for that. I played the cajon and some percussion instruments.
Yeah.
Yeah, I grew up playing the drums, so I got to teach one of the characters in the story is a percussionist, and I had to teach them how to play the drums, and I had like lessons
fun.
with them, and it was actually a difficult piece of music because it was in a complex meter, so it like took a few rehearsals, but that was like my first introduction to CCM was working with Steve Goers.
Oh, Steve.
And he's the bomb, and that show is like incredible. It was one of the coolest things I've done at CCM, definitely. Yeah.
I'll never forget seeing Rose with the accordion, just practicing.
She learned
She had
how
to
play
learn the accordion and was practicing in CCM.
Oh.
So people would walk by and see her with her
With an
accordion.
accordion.
Yeah.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
But so did any freshman book?
Cody did. Cody was in Pippin, and Lucy was in Sunday in the Park with George.
That's your big.
That's my big.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like it's such a random thing. It's like so varies because like the grade above us, like almost all of them booked, but then like other grades, I think only like 2 people booked of the junior class like freshman year. Like it's so random because we were like none of us could book, all of us could book, and so I think that was. And I honestly was very interested to see because like I got called back for In the Green, then I got called back for Hair, and Gabby got called back for hair. And so we were just like, what does this mean though? Because it's like, do they just want to see more? But like, it's also like, are we actually being considered? Because it's like, there's so many things that's like seniority. And like, honestly, I feel like the school does a really good job of not super seniority. Like, there's got to be some with certain directors, but we didn't know how much. So like, the fact that we're both swings is like really cool, I think, to me at least. Like, I'm really excited.
Yeah.
You start in 2 days.
I start in 2 days.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm excited though. I'm a little bit nervous for it, but I don't know. It's a skill that I think I need to learn.
Yeah.
So
You should. Everybody should swing something. You know.
Except for you, freshman year.
no.
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 Yeah.
No,
I mean, I
no.
swung Little Women last year, and that
Yeah.
was like huge. Like that was such big learning. Even if I didn't go on, I did go on. But even if I hadn't, it's such a good learning experience.
You went on
Yeah.
a lot. Gotcha.
Everyone got sick last year.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm kind of scared for that to happen again, but I'm also like,
Knock on wood. Hopefully not. We'll see.
yeah. Hopefully we'll be ready if it does.
Everybody
But-
get your flu shots.
That is true.
PSA.
I got my flu shot.
I got my flu shot. Did you get your flu shot?
I think Annalise got hers because she was in. Remember the picture of her at Chipotle with Grace working? She has a Band-Aid on her.
Oh, good for
shoulder.
her.
Oh,
Yeah, so I think
I gotta stop by.
we should stop by. I actually wanted to ask if you want to go on the way home.
Yeah.
Okay, great. I really want Chipotle. Anyway, do you guys have any final words of advice for the viewers or for us or
Words of wisdom,
Whew. It's heavy. I don't know. What do you
or
guys?
literally anything to say.
The podcast is for people that are like auditioning for music.
yeah, hopefully, probably students in other colleges, but also like high schoolers who want to do this.
Yeah. My only advice would be that it doesn't matter what school you go to. It's what you make of it, and I would just say take advantage of as many classes as you possibly can, and have a big course load, because a lot of the time you're only going to be going to school for 4 more years. Most people that perform usually get a 4-year BFA major, and you really need to take advantage of the classes that you can take and just like try things out and really focus on the classes themselves. Yeah.
Cool.
My advice. Yeah.
You have anything?
That's a good one. I was trying to think of something to follow that. Just enjoy it. Find your people, and I don't know. Like, you kind of took everything. With that.
It was really good.
No, like, take advantage of everything that the school offers, and even things that it doesn't offer. Like, we wouldn't have been able to have the instruments if we didn't reach out to people we knew in our dorms, or who we're taking classes with, or however we get to know them. But yeah, have fun.
Yeah.
I would say just get as many repetitions as you can of like anything in this art form. You know what I mean? Like that's how gradual change happens, is when you just keep doing something over and you keep practicing and you keep doing it over and over. Like, like if you were to look at yourself in VOCO freshman, if it's for specifically musical theater students, if you look at yourself in VOCO freshman year and yourself in VOCO now, like what has changed? It's like gradual. You don't notice into the moment, but if you just keep doing it and you trust the process, then you're going to get better at what you do. Go.
Yeah.
I got another one.
Do it.
Try new things, because
You come up with that right now?
yeah, I did. Yeah, that was an original thought. I just right off the dome.
Really cool. Everybody, take note of that, guys.
Yeah,
that's gonna be some
Emphasize
crazy.
that. I'll say it once more. Try new things.
Go.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
We did it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much. This was
Thank you for
this
having
was
us.
awesome. This was
Thank
so
you.
fun.
It was an honor to be on the pod. First seniors.
First seniors, first
Yes
of
to that.
hopefully all of them. We're gonna try to get it done.
Do it.
Who's the next one you're gonna try and get?
Seniors?
Or
Mm-hmm.
senior and next person?
I don't
We
know.
have
I
to-
have a whole note file. We want to get Nick, Andy, and Josh on soon,
Yeah.
Mhm.
but now that we have to start doing weekends because of her.
Is there a
That's
reason
it.
you don't want to do? You don't like doing weekends now, or?
It's just been easier to do on school days. I think.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It gives us something to do.
Yeah, because we don't really have anything after school, but
Sweet.
now she does. It's funny, we were talking about it like all like a lot of our freshman classes in Wonderful Town, like either swinging or an ensemble, and like most of like my closer friends are. So it's just gonna be like, I was like, should I get a job? Like, I'm just gonna be alone for like a couple months. But I was like, Cody. I was talking to Cody today, and I was like, I'm gonna make baked goods and bring them to rehearsal or something. Be like, hey guys, bye. Like, peace out. But yeah. Anyway. Thank you guys.
Thank you for having
so
us.
much. Yeah, let's say bye.
Bye.